Hello, Williams class. This is your arithmetic for today. So I'd like for you to pause the video, have a go at these questions, and then unpause when you're ready to see the answers. The answers to our arithmetic. We have 4 times 12 equals 48. 3 times 12 equals 36. 9 times 12 equals 108. 10 times 12 equals 120. 0 times 12 equals 0. 8 times 12 equals 96. 2 times 12 equals 24. 11 times 12 equals 132. 6 times 12 equals 72. And 7 times 12 equals 84. Well done if you got that correct. I hope you're at home ticking or making corrections. Our learning objective for today is, can I find factor pairs and can I ask for help if I need it? Now, which factor pairs for 16 do these arrays show? You have one in purple, one in yellow, and one in red. So I'd like for you to pause the video and have a think about what you think those pairs would be. Now let's see if you were correct. So the first one in purple shows 1 times 16 because it goes 16 across and just 1 up and down. So you look at the columns and the rows when you're making your factor pairs. Another example, the yellow one here, you have 2 going down, 2 dots going down, 2 circles going down, and 8 circles going across. So that means that the factor pair is 8 times 2. So you go across, you go upwards, and then across. We can try this one together as well. How many red dots go above? We go 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. So the first number in our factor pair is 4. How many dots do we see going across? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means it goes up 4 and across 4. So it's 4 times 4. Now I wonder if you can identify if there are any other factors of 16. So any other numbers that go into 16 except for 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. How can you prove that you have found all the possible factors? Now, just to remind you, a factor is a number that goes into another number. So the ones that we were looking at previously for the number 16, 1 goes into 16, 2 goes into 16, 8 goes into 16. So the challenge is to see if you can find any more numbers that go into 16. Here is a factor spider for the number 18. So you have here all the different numbers that go into 18. So what would a factor spider for the number 20 look like? We have it on the right-hand side here. All of these numbers go into the number 20. So 20 goes into 20 once. How many times does 10 go into 20? Twice. How many times does 5 go into 20? It goes into 24 times. 4 goes into 20 5 times. 2 goes into 20 10 times. And 1 goes into 20 20 times. So the factor, the spider's legs are basically all the numbers that go into the spider. That's how we make our factor spiders. So what I'd like for you to do is draw factor spiders for the numbers 11, 14, and 26. These will be uploaded onto Tapestry for me to see, and then I can correct or I can tick for you. Now here, the number 40 has 8 factors. What that means is 8 different numbers go into the number 40. And those numbers are 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 10, 20, and 40. So the factor pairs that you would make are the ones that are shown here. So for example, 1 and 40. 1 times 40 is a factor pair because when you do 1 times 40, you should get the number 40. What about 2 and 20? When you multiply them together, you should get the number 40. 4 times 10, you get 40, and 5 times 8, you get 40 as well. So the factor pairs then are 2 numbers that when you multiply them together, you get the number that you're trying to get. Like in this instance, it is the number 40. So how do you know then when to stop hunting for factors? Now I'd like for you to pause the video and have a go at figuring out, at working out what the factors of these different numbers are. Off you go. We'll do the first one together. So the factors of 35 are, that means what numbers do you know go into 35? The answer is 1, 5, 7, and 35. So those 4 numbers go into the number 35. The factors of 49 are, what numbers go into 49? You have 1, 7, and 49 that go into 49. What about 52? What are the factors of 52? What numbers go into 52? You've got 1, 2, 4, 13, 26, and 52. All of those numbers go into 52. Let's move on. The factors of 46 are 1, 2, 23, and 46. So all 4 of those numbers go into 46. It's like saying how many numbers go into 10. We know 1 goes into 10. 2 does go into 10 because 2, 4, 6, 8 equals 10. Does 3 go into 10? I don't think so. I don't think 10 is in the 3 times tables. Does 4 go into 10? I don't think 10 is in the 4 times tables either. Does 5 go into 10? Yes, it does, because when you count in 5s, 5, 10, 10 comes up. So that's how you work out your factor pairs. And you keep going with your factor pairs until you reach the number. So what I mean to say is, the factors of 35, you keep looking to see which numbers go into that number until you get to the number 35. So keep going. Say after the number 7, does 8 go into 35? Does 9 go into 35? Keep going with all the numbers until you get to number 35, and that's when you stop. That is your limit. The number that you are trying to work out the factors for is the limit. That's where you stop looking for the numbers. The factors of 60 then. Which numbers go into 60? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 15, 20, 30, and 60 that all go into the number 60. Now, I wonder if you can sense a pattern for these factors, and I'll be looking to ask you in the live. Now, here is your independent work. You have 4 questions, and you are going to be completing them for me. Now, you may pause the video. So let's go through these together. Number 1, Alex is making arrays using counters. What calculation is represented in each array? So let's break it down per array. What would the array for the red be? If you wrote 1 times 18, well done, you are absolutely correct. Let's move on to the blue array. So think about how many blue circles go upwards and then across, and that will be your factor pair. So who can tell me what would be our calculation here? So if you got 2 times 9, well done, because it goes 2 circles upwards. There are 2 circles there and then 9 circles across. So that is your factor pair. Let's have a look at the yellow circles. What calculation is represented here? If you wrote 3 times 6, then you are absolutely correct, because you have 3 circles going down and you have 6 circles going across. So that is your factor pair. Very well done. B, use your answers from part A to help you write all the factors of 18. So what numbers go into 18? And it's telling us that we can use the answers from A. So which factors have you written down? So when I thought about it, I got all of these numbers as my factors. These numbers all go into the number 18. The reason I know that is because 18 comes up in all of these times tables. 18 comes up in the 1 times tables. It comes up in the 2 times tables. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. There it is. It comes up in the 3 times tables. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. There it is. It comes up in our 6 times tables, 6, 12, 18. It comes up in our 9 times tables, 9, 18. And it also comes up in our 18 times tables, of course, because the number that we are talking about is 18. So of course it would come in its own times table. So that's a little trick if you want to know how to work out your factor pairs. Number 2, complete the factor buds for 45 and 64. So think about all the numbers that go into 45. Go. If your ladybird looks a little bit like mine, then you are correct. Well done. So